¿Cómo tú están? Hi, welcome to another Bloom 25 episode. This is episode 2 in the series, and today I'm accompanied by some cheesecake. This is my post birthday cheesecake. It's actually yummy. It's lychee cheesecake. I got it from work, and it's really, really yummy. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the meat of the matter. Confession. So I already recorded this episode and I forgot to turn on the camera. So here we are. Not that I forgot to turn on the camera, but I forgot to transition the camera to the live side, to the recording side. So here we are doing it over again. So let's hope, So you know what I've been thinking about lately? And if you hear anything in the background, it's a dog. I'm not in my usual setup, but we'll be back to the regular programming very, very soon for the next episode, that is. So what I've been thinking about lately is my legacy. Like, when I leave this earth, like, what's gonna happen? In terms of what's gonna happen when I leave the earth, not to me specifically, because there's something I'm still studying when it comes to in the Bible and Revelations and all of those things, but specifically, what will people say about me? What will people think about me? What will people yeah, think or assume of me? What will be said at my funeral? Which, by the way, I want to be cremated, and I only want like 2 tributes, so I'm just letting y'all know. My babies, whenever I do have my future babies, my future kids, yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, babies, I only want like 2 tributes. So like, whatever anybody wants to say, you can have them like do a separate tribute service or something. And yes, those are my last instructions. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. And if I don't have babies, my nieces, my nephews, aunties, babies, yes. But continuing, what will people say about me? And personally, this is what I want to be said. There are 4 things, although the last one doesn't really count, because the last one, all right, let's get into it. So the first thing I would want to be said about me is that I loved Jesus. Oh my gosh, like, I love Jesus so unapologetically. And yeah, I want to exude that me and God pick me, me and Jesus pick me. See? But then on top of that, the second thing would be that I want to exude realness. So in a lot of times, what happens is, as Christians, you're expected to seem perfect. And not only expected, sometimes you put that expectation on yourself. And I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't strive for perfection, but we're human. And guess what? We're never going to be perfect. Never, ever, ever. Look, from Adam and Eve eat the fruit. By the way, it wasn't an apple. It just says fruit in the Bible. From Adam and Eve ate the fruit. Then, yeah, that kind of tainted perfection. So that will never happen until God, Jesus, returns and comes back to this earth and is like, yeah, we live up. Yeah, it's time to go. And not only what people say about me, like, while I don't know what will happen to me when I die, I do not know that when Jesus returns, he's going to be asking, like, what did you do here on earth? Like, yeah, what did you do? Like, what did you do? Like, you understand? And you will be judged for what you did, what you didn't do, you know? So you kind of have to, or rather, I've been kind of I've been more deliberate in like trying to ensure that whatever I do sets me up for life after life. If you get what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about eternal life, baby. So I'm trying to ensure that I live a life that sets me up for life after life. Because we ain't truly living right now. We just on earth, just vibing right now. And depending on how you vibe, yeah, you could really miss life after life. I'm just saying. So that's the second thing that I wanted to highlight, that, what are people saying? What will people say about me? As a matter of fact, I would want to know, what are people saying about me now? So like, leave something in the comments if you know me personally, if you've observed me over the years, whatever it may be. Leave something. What are some thoughts that you have about me. I don't bite. I don't mind. If it's good, if it's bad, let me know. Because a girl is learning, a girl is growing. And that's the thing about it, we're constantly learning and growing, and sometimes people forget that and they hold you to the person that you used to be. Oh my gosh, this sounds like the third episode, but we gonna keep it moving. So they hold you to who you used to be, and they have that perception in their mind still of who you used to be, or who they assume you to be, and they let that stay etched in their mind, and that is their legacy of who you are. But baby, that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about ourselves. So what is it that you're doing here on earth that will set up your legacy for the future, that will set up your children, that will set up your life after life? Because I truly believe that I'm not just living for me. I'm living for me, yes, but I'm not just living for me. Because if it is that, your desires children and things like that, then technically you're living for them. And your actions now tend to determine your future later. So what are you doing now that will impact your future later? And trust me, if you think about it, everything in life, no matter how small it is and small and insignificant it is, those things, especially the small ones, those are the things that really tend to impact your life. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 2. Number 3. What was number 3? Oh my gosh. Okay. Because I can't remember number 3, we're going to put number 4 to number 3. And number 4 was basically, I want to be rich. I want to be stinking rich. Yeah. No shaming in my game. The Bible did say money is not the root of evil. The love of money is the root of evil. So, with that said, even though I want to be rich, there's a reason behind it. And if God so happens to let it happen, then thank you, Jesus. But not just rich, but wealthy, because I feel like they're two different things. So let me put it at wealthy. I want to be wealthy because I feel like rich kind of sounds like I'm greedy, and I'm not. I'm quite content with whatever I have. I can dine with princes and I can eat with papas. Like, it's whatever. But the reason why I want to be wealthy is because of my heart posture, in the sense that I'm always wanting to help people. And I mean, I can do it now. I try to do it in the little small ways that I can. But also, I want to help children's homes. I want to help, send somebody to school, more than one somebody to school, university, whatever I can do. Because I believe, like, especially when God blesses you with wealth, it's not for you. Yes, it's for you, but it's not for you. Because yes, you can buy all the Prada, the Gucci, or if that's not your thing, all the cars, the McLarens, or, all the real estate, whatever it may be. But then, what else? And this is what God has done for us, in the sense that not all of us, we have to acknowledge that not all of us will have wealth. Not all of us will be rich. The way how the world is set up right now, even though it could happen, we're greedy. We're capitalists, and even though some of us try to change our mindset, our nature is flesh, and you know what the flesh likes? Capitalism, right? So in the fact that we're capitalists and stuff, there's always going to be a dichotomy between the rich and the poor. But you know what is the bridge between that? When the rich realize that they can actually share, and that in them sharing, they won't be any less richer. You understand? So I think once we reach that mindset, which we probably won't, unless you're somebody who thinks like me, then then you're gonna always have the poor. And I've come to that. If you study economics and things like that, you can wrap your mind around it. So in saying that, no, the third one, even though I want it to be one of my legacies, I want to do it anonymously. So I wouldn't want to be recognized for it. I wouldn't want to be called up for it. I just want people to be able to live comfortable lives, to get education, to, better themselves. And if I can help someone to start that, then that's a win in my book. Honestly, that is a win in my book. So, moving on from legacy, I want to talk about softness. So soft girl era that was trending like a couple months ago. I don't know if it's still trending, but it's kind of weird to me because I've been practicing softness for maybe, I want to say, maybe 3 years now, 4 years now, since about 2019. And basically, in defining softness or that soft girl era, it's not only for girls, by the way, but that was what they called it as the trend. In defining softness, it means for me to slow down. And this is biblical in the sense that as a workaholic, a self proclaimed workaholic, if you are a workaholic, give me a thumbs up in the comments below. But as a workaholic, I I'm always on the go between work, between business, between ministry, and all of these things, and then social life and family life, and all of these things. It's crazy. And there were points in my life where I was literally, not sleeping. I'm talking drinking iced coffee, like a pitcher of iced coffee, and not sleeping for days. And yeah, crazy, crazy life to live. But in talking about softness, why is it biblical? Because the only reason we run a rat race is because we are afraid to allow ourselves to, I don't want to say unproductive because rest is pro productivity, but to allow ourselves to rest then because we want to provide for ourselves. We want to not be in a place of lack. We want to be able to live life. The thing is, though, if you're a Christian, if you believe in God, if not, thank you for listening. Because this is not just for Christians or persons who believe in God. These are life lessons that you, whoever you are, whatever your beliefs, can actually emulate. But there's a mantra that I live by. I'm going to go back to the point. There's a mantra, but I think the mantra will put things in perspective. The mantra is, it's not, no, the mantra is, it will be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end, right? Meaning that everything will go work out itself. So in the fact that everything will work out itself, even if you're going through a rough patch, maybe financially or otherwise, learn to slow down, learn to fill your cup up, learn to live life. Learn to enjoy softness. Learn to drown out the constant thoughts, especially if they're rapid thoughts in your mind. And as for me, Español es mi primera lengua. Entonces, yo español. I speak Spanish. So it's my first language. So I think very fast. My sentences move very fast. So by the time I'm done with an English sentence, I'm already on probably to my third sentence in Spanish in my head, and I'm translating it. So sometimes, like, in English, my words get so jumbled. It's a crazy way. It's a crazy thing, actually. But it's learning to silence, not disregard, but silence and focus your thoughts in a way that, keeps you calm, makes you less worried. Because worry will come, but then what? So I allow myself 5 minutes to worry, to feel anxiety, to bawl, to feel emotions. Because I'm not a really emotional person. Yeah, I'm not an emotional person per se. So you probably won't catch me crying unless you're like, you have to come good. Like if you surprise me with some of them either, you have to come good. Or like in recent times I've been finding myself, being that way. But aside from that, as someone who's not emotional, I do still feel emotions, and I allow myself to feel them, because feeling them is also good. You're not a robot. But at the same time, say for example, you're going through something that especially you cannot control, and then we're going to get into the Bible soon, but especially that you can't control. When you do that and allow yourself to be controlled by the thing that you cannot control, that is when you have added stress. And you don't need that in your life. You don't need to be adding things into your life that don't add back positive feelings to you. So if it is something that you can't control, leave it alone. Don't take it up on your head, because guess what, honey baby boo? You cannot control it, right? You want to be able to be in a position where whatever circumstances you're facing, because you're practicing to slow down, you're practicing to live a soft life, you are able to navigate through those circumstances. So it's not to say that you're going to be nonchalant. It's not to say that you're going to disregard the situations. It's not to say that you are going to brush it under the rug. Because if it is, that is something that you need to address or confront, then go ahead, address it, confront it. But allow yourself to be able to process the situation, see if it deserves your energy, see if it really matters, see how best you can come to a solution. And if it is that you can't come to a solution, guess what? Leave it alone. Because if it is that you can't come to a solution, it wasn't your problem to solve in the first place. And that is something that I've learned. Matthew 6 verse 24 to 25 to 34 talks about worrying and how God clothes the flowers and all of these things. And it's true. The flowers do not know that they're not going to bloom sometimes. The flowers do not know when they're going to be watered unless they're owned by persons who like to garden and stuff. I don't have a green thumb, so, my flowers will probably die. They don't know all of that. But yet they show up every day. And if it so happens that they're not getting the required things that they need to show up every day, they die. And that's a part of life. We're going to die. And it's not to say that, that sounds so morbid. Oh my gosh. But it's not to say that, you should live to die and you shouldn't care about things and you shouldn't worry. But we have somebody who's controlling everything here. We have a God who shows up and shows out, and he's just the drama king we all need. But I think the issue is that we all want to control something or control everything. As human beings, we want to see the outcome before the outcome comes. And this dog won't stop barking. But I really hope you're hearing everything that I'm trying to say. We want to control the outcome before the outcome even comes. And sometimes the thing about it, the outcome that we desire sometimes is crap. Like when you think about how God has brought you through certain things, and you're like, whoa, I never imagined this was what would happen. This is not what I wanted to happen, but I'm loving how this is happening. Think about it. Like God is just a drama king that shows up and shows out. So learn to live a life of rest. Learn to live a life of less worry. Learn to live a life of slowness. Go as slow as you can. Slow down the thoughts, slow down your body. One thing I have learned is that you can't, like, especially if you're late for something, you can't Catch late, reach early. I know the thing about it, sometimes when you're rushing and everything like that, and you reach the place, you realize that you didn't have to rush. It always happens to me, like when I'm really, really late for something, like especially if it's beyond my control and I reach and I'm like, wait, but these people aren't even here yet, or the thing hasn't even started. So what I've started doing is like literally stop worrying about being late. I do try to reach early most of the time, but when I'm late, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be late. If I need to call somebody and tell me I'm gonna be late, whatever, and keep it moving. Because what are you gonna do? It's beyond my control. So yeah, I'm not gonna speed to reach where I need to reach and whatever. I'm just gonna do what I need to do and whatever. So then, final thing I want to talk about, after I talked about softness and slowing down, because the truth is, one thing I remember is that my dad always says is, and I can't believe I'm still on that same point. My dad always says that some persons use their wealth. Because remember, I was saying how we all are in this rat race because, well, I don't know if I said it, but I'm going to say it now. We're all in this rat race because we don't want to be in a situation where we're lacking. We always want to be able to provide for ourselves, for our families, whoever may be. We need money. Zine? So we're in this rat race. And if you're in it for wealth, to gain wealth, to amass wealth, to be rich, to be Rihanna Fenty, because she's one of the richest women. Yeah, I just have to explain that just in case somebody didn't get it, because I do know my audience ranges. So if you're in it for that, what you'll find is you're gonna live your life trying to gain wealth. Then you're gonna lose your health. Remember I said this is biblical, because let's finish the quote. You're gonna lose your health, and in losing your health, you're gonna use that wealth to try to get back your wealth, to try to get back your health, and then in the end, all you get is grief, because you've spent so much of your time in this rat race, didn't take care of yourself, didn't slow down, didn't take time to recoup, to ensure that your cup is never empty. You didn't, and it's too late. We're in our 20s now. I'm assuming that some of you listening, or most of you listening, based on my analytics, are between 20s and 30s. And yeah, we want to see ourselves someplace. We want to see ourselves progressing. We want to gain wealth, amass this, amass that, buy our house, buy our car, ensure our children are set for life and them things there. But learn to strike a balance. Because again, this is biblical. Because the moment we think that how we run this, in the sense that God does not control all of this, in terms of, God is the one who's waking up every day to get this money, to get this bag, and all of these things. The moment we think we're the ones running this, we're going to run ourselves to death. We're going to run ourselves to sickness. We're going to run ourselves to depression, anxiety. This is biblical. Because God is the one who provides all, who takes care of us, who, believe it or not, you might think it's you. Honestly, I tell people all the time, whatever I do, it's not me. It's not me. It's not by my own energy. I'm a sleepy girl. I love to sleep. Especially now that I have a set routine in my life and everything. I love to sleep. So yeah, it isn't me by any chance. Whatever you see out there and you're applauding me and saying, oh, this is good, this is well done, I prayed for that. I asked God and said, God, I don't know me do, but guess what, you're gonna guide me, you're gonna take me there, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what. Remember I mentioned this in the first one, life right now, as a matter of fact, life overall is about figuring things out, and when you figure those things out, then you have more things to figure out. And I just me and God every day. God, I don't know. God, I don't know. God, help me. God, I don't know. I don't know. And he's just taking me through and through. And he can do the same for you. As a matter of fact, I'm sure if you're here right now, he has been doing the same for you. But sometimes we get in that false sense that it is us when it's not. We don't have that type of power, baby. We don't have that type of, you know, glory and honor and all of them things. And I don't mean to preach, because this is not supposed to be a preaching series. But I just want to let you know that softness, slowing down, is biblical. It is a necessity of life. Rest is important. As a matter of fact, rest is productivity. You ever realize, like, if you try to pull an all nighter, there's going to be some point in time where it's like you're having brain freeze, you can't think properly, you're making a bag of mistakes, and then in the morning or the next day you're going through and like, whoa, I made some mistakes. So as I end, because I'm gonna leave the next topic, which is a very huge topic, that I was gonna cover in this episode, but I think I needed to do over this episode because I got more things out of this, or I put more things out there and in proper perspectives, you know, that one, what is your legacy? What do you want people to say about you? What are you doing now to ensure that your future is set, and then your life after life is set? You understand? What are you doing? Are you just trying to enjoy life now because you're young and all of them things there? Or are you putting in the things in place that you need to put in to ensure that? And you have to strike a balance too. I know I never mentioned this, but you have to strike a balance where it is that you're living, yes, now, you're enjoying the now, but you're also setting yourself up for the future, if the future comes, because we're not guaranteed life tomorrow, right? So what is it that you want your legacy to be? And if you've never thought about it before, it's time to think about it. You're literally never too young, and you're literally never too old. It's kind of crazy because my dad says, always telling me, once you hit 18, start writing your will. Like, but I don't have nothing. Do you really? Do you really not have anything? It could be as simple as saying, okay, the phone I have right now, yeah, is going to my brother or something like that. This mic I have right now is going to somebody else. You understand? So plan for your future and live for now at the same time. Learn to strike a balance. And then finally, learn to rest. Learn to recoup. Learn to always ensure that your cup is full. It won't always be full, but learn to strike that balance. Let it be like a 60-40, 70-30 kind of thing where your cup is always full at 70%. Yes, there are going to be times when you're 70, but ensure it's full, because there are going to be moments that you're going to have to give off yourself. And if it is always empty, then how are you going to be able to give to people? Strike your boundaries. Put up your boundaries. Learn to say no. Learn to rest. Learn to slow down. Learn the soft life. Thank you for watching another episode of Bloom 25, and I'll see you on the next one.